So this is the haul out, and I spotted the Playfair across the way, and that was the sister ship to the St. Lawrence 2 that I commented on in a previous video with my son. Yeah, so it's the exact same boat, but it's blue. That's why I was so confused when I saw the other one. I didn't know the history of the two boats. And this one's blue, and the St. Lawrence 2 is brown, and there's a Pathfinder somewhere that we don't know about, but basically this is where the boats get hauled out, and they go up the Harbor West 80-ton lift here, and then there's a queue, so a lot of the boats kind of wade into the queue here while they get ready to come out. So there's still a few to come out. It's a nice day today, 14 degrees. It's an odd one. Usually it's a bit colder than that, but it is getting to 0 or -2 at night, so it's still pretty cold, but or getting colder. But during the day, 14, that's just awesome to work in. Everything will cure. Epoxy will cure, paint will dry at 14. You don't need anything else. I gotta let the dust settle down there now before I go back in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to take these stairs out. So I'm going to cut here. This looks like it's already more or less separated here, but I might have to go down the seam. So let me just do a quick little trim down the seam, and then I'm going to go with the reciprocating saw along the edge and see if I can kind of figure out how to take this out. Basically, this is off center right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry the bulkhead forward until it meets here. So I'm going to put a piece of wood behind, and then I'm going to fiberglass on top like the previous one has been already. And then fiberglass it to the floor in behind, and then I'll have a V open area from which I can slide my, I have a triangle water bag. What is it, one of those Plastimo ones? So I'm going to just put that up a little bit further up. I'm going to see if I can work with the front section. And then this here is kind of interesting. I think what this was here before was a sink, and then they didn't want it, so they cut it out, but they didn't like fix this area. They just covered it up with a piece of fiberglass. One of those fiberglass sheets that you can buy. Expensive sheets, but I was like, okay, well, why didn't they just like fix it properly? But anyways, I want to insulate underneath there, so I'm going to see if I can actually somehow pull this front end out. I don't know if it's going to be possible because like of where the V-berths are, but if I can't, I think I'm just going to cut these panels out. I'm going to insulate them with the foam insulation, and then I'll put some slats, and then I'll reskin it with something else, you know, either wood or fiberglass or fiberglass panels or something. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, just gonna see if we can get started on cutting this thing out and making a mess. I have to let the dust settle before I can come in here. But basically now I can take this wall, cut it over, finish this off, and then this can be more of a storage area. I just have to build a little protection for my hose system. So my water maker is going to be going in here. So I just got to take this piece out right here, and I'm going to leave this in, and then I'm going to build this same frame. But I think that I want to make the bed liftable this way. So I'm going to make the edges come over straight like little triangles to here, and the whole middle part you just lift up, and then you can get into it. I don't know if you heard any of that. I'm going to let the dust settle down there now before I go back in and do anything. Just that little shelf has to come out, but I might keep that there. Just going to think about it. And now I can build here. I'm all in the clear. And this is my speed temperature sensor, and that's my depth sounder. So I got to get these wires out. So here, give them some slack so I can rewrite them. We're not like frozen cold, but it's like 3 degrees. And I'm just here to do some measurements. You can see I've taken out my stairs from inside the V-berth, finally. So I'm going to make some nice cupboards there this winter. This looks like it's doing okay. It's so much easier to turn now than now that I've straightened out that support bearing. And I'm going to give... I think I'm going to repaint it because I've got some parts here where I didn't get enough in there, so I got a scratch. I don't know what that came from. I'm assuming those guys moving me banged my boat around. But this stuff here I've got to work out exactly. There's a couple spots. I guess I just didn't scratch enough when I put the anti-foul on. This is the barrier coat in behind, so I'm just going to give it a scuff and then redo. There's a few spots to do the anti-foul, but that's all normal. Wear and tear. Same with here, it just didn't stick. So I just want to scuff that and then put some in. And I'll probably end up pulling these pads down again just to take a look underneath. I'll do that in the spring. Because right now it's just not cold enough to paint anymore. Or sorry, warm enough. This is my repair area right here. So the previous owner had actually gone through here with a die grinder. And so I've got 9 layers of fiberglass on that now. So that's very, very solid. And this is a, what do they call that? A fiberglass encased keel. And same with the skeg. So this side here turned out great. Nothing's moving, nice and solid. And then you can see my skeg here behind. It's the same thing. I've got a steel column that comes down here inside. And this is here to protect the rudder. So if I hit something, you know, the rudder's sticking out a little bit at the bottom, so there's still a possibility that it's going to get hit, but the brunt of any force should get hit by here. And my guess is that it did at one point hit something because this was bent. So something hit right here. But yeah, happy with the work so far. So you can see my panels are holding up with my little tied on supports. So I'm going to check that, make sure everything's still okay while I'm working on this arch. Life in the boatyard. It's definitely exposed. Forgot a shopping bag last time I was here, apparently. That's 56 will still clear the height, so 56 is where I'm going to put it. And then I give myself an extra inch, maybe 60, so 56 and 60. And why I want to go that way is because I still want to be able to just reach it easily. So kind of like my head level is right now over this. So my bar will be out straight right here. This will be up maybe about an inch or two on the front. So that'll make a big, that won't make much difference. I can easily reach this for cables, and I just don't want it way up here. So keep it tight. That's the goal. All right. I'm going to get back to the shop now that I've taken some of these measurements. Just going to check inside, see how things are going with my my bilge pump. Got this mat. Because of the steel mill, there's so much soot coming from over there that it blows this way. You'd end up tracking it on your feet everywhere in the yard, and then when it's wet, you bring it up onto the boat, and then you track black footprints everywhere. It does wash off, but it's just, I don't know, call me old-fashioned, but I don't like it. So I picked up this mat, and I'm just going to put the mat runner down on the cockpit seating, because that's what you walk in on. And I'm hoping that I can just wipe my feet on this winter, because last year, I'm going to grab the scissors from up in the boat. It's easier. Oh, here, I got a pair here. It was easier. Oh, sorry, there was so much dirt that every time I walked anywhere, my whole deck was black by the spring. So I'm going to put one down on the bottom and one up at the top, so I can keep my feet as clean as I can anyway. There. That'll at least get me, keep my feet a bit cleaner. Maybe I'll just put one on the, set all the way up. You can see this is the all that dirt is, that's only been like what, been here a few weeks now, so it's just an incredible amount of dirt that ends up being on your feet. So now I'll just rub my feet off when I get on. Oh, be better when I get this thing covered.